Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to MrHanson.net Math Videos. Today's installment, we're going to look at fractions and some essential questions about them. Question number 1, as presented in class, is, what is a fraction? As we learned in class, a fraction is the following. It's an equal part of a whole. It's written as a ratio, which is a comparison of two numbers. Okay, so it's equal parts of a whole. Anytime you're talking about a fraction, you must have a whole thing. You must always relate it to the whole. For example, this rectangle, if you think of it as a candy bar, I have it divided into 3 segments. Those 3 segments indicate that we're breaking the whole into thirds. So if I write this as a ratio with a top number and a bottom number, the bottom number here is going to be 3, indicating that we're cutting it into thirds, and that bottom number is called a denominator. Students suggested to remember that it's the one on the bottom because denominator is D like down. Now that we have our thirds and they are equal parts of a whole, we can determine how much of those thirds we want to be concerned with. So if I were to shade in 2 of those thirds, such as the first one and the second one, how many of those equal parts we're concerned with is 2. So 2 becomes our numerator of this fraction, which is a ratio. Again, 2 is the numerator. It's the top number of a fraction. It indicates how many of these equal parts we're concerned with. So again, we have 2, that's the numerator, out of the 3 equal pieces. This fraction is 2/3. Students also suggested you can remember numerator because n is like north and north points up. If we have a second fraction, I can take a look at this circle. The whole is the circle and it's split into 4 equal pieces, and we're concerned with one of them. So I have one of those pieces out of a grand total of 4 equal pieces. This is our fraction 1/4. 1 being the numerator, 4 being the denominator. Again, I'd like to reiterate that as far as our essential questions go, a fraction is an equal part of a whole. Numerator is the top number. It tells you how many of these pieces you're interested in. And the denominator is the bottom number. It tells you how many pieces or parts that the whole is divided into. In class, we also talked about some common uses for fractions, and we said that fractions are used in cooking, such as quarter and thirds of a cup. Building, anytime you're using a ruler for measurement. It's used in maps where 1/4 of an inch may equal a certain distance in miles in real life, and many other areas in life, anytime you need to figure out or use an amount that's less than a whole unit. So thank you very much. I hope this helps, and this is again the first installment of Essential Questions.